Welcome to this episode of Emotional Trauma, Emotional Wellness. Once again, Kiyemba Lwanga E saying good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are. Thank you for liking us on all our social platforms and for all your responses. Last time we were talking about, like I've said, emotional wellness, emotional trauma, and we are still continuing with the same as regards what we are going through, and in this case, the coronavirus pandemic. It is something which has eaten up the whole world, and many responses from different people are really not good. Everybody needs to be catered for. Everybody is looking for a solution somewhere for the challenges that they're going through. And today, I still have Lady Stella with me to take, like I told you, a social expert to help us find solutions to whatever challenges we may be going through. I know it's not easy, it's really very challenging, but trust me, one word like this may be all that which you might be looking for. Lady Stella, you are welcome.
Thank you, my host.
I hope you've had a great week.
Yes, I have.
Please say hi to our viewers.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, our viewers. I'm always very excited to let you hear from me and also share what I can with you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Lady Stella. We are talking about emotional trauma, emotional wellness, which has been brought about by this pandemic. And last time we were talking to people, especially families. This time round, let's tackle it from the workforce, from the working place. Something which is also bringing a lot of stress to people. And like we said, many have resorted to working from home. Many have lost jobs. Many have been displaced from their workplaces, both in the formal and informal sectors. And somehow, somewhere, somebody is looking for a solution, looking for an answer, looking for a word that is going to help them cope with this situation. I believe you are able to give some kind of psycho-social support through your words, and I know somebody out there will be helped, will be saved, will be encouraged, will be uplifted. I mean, we'll see the reason to move on the next day. Maybe before we can start, let me start like this. What is psychosocial support?
Thank you very much. When we say psychosocial support, psycho is the mind, the brain. Mm-hmm. Social is the environment within the environment around you, the environment that you live in.
Okay.
The two are interlinked.
Okay.
Your mind and your environment. Your environment influences your mind.
Okay.
And the mind also influences the environment that you live in.
Okay.
Yes.
So now, considering what we are having today, this traumatic kind of environment that the whole world is going through, almost everybody is affected.
Yes.
Psychologically and environmentally.
Yes.
So, how would you? Let's start from the formal sector. Many people have been asked to maybe to work from home,
Yes.
And many of them, they've never worked, many have never worked from home.
Yes.
And many are in a dilemma, resulting into stress
Yes.
and emotional instability.
Yes.
So now, how would you help support such a person in such an environment?
Thank you very much. Just like you say, the pandemic has affected the way we relate, the way we do things. To one extent that the lockdown that came along with the pandemic worldwide confined us. Wherever the lockdown got us is where we stayed.
Yes.
For the formal sector, it never got to in the office. It got to either at home or in the field, wherever you were.
Yes.
And along the way, it was relieved. They relaxed the lockdown.
Yes.
But even before and after relaxing the lockdown, we were encouraged to work from home.
Okay.
Our mindset, especially the formal sector, is for working in an office.
Yes.
Or going to a workplace.
Yes.
And the workplace has rules. The workplace has guidelines.
Yes.
At the workplace, we know the time we are supposed to come in. We know what we are supposed to do. It even makes it quite difficult that when you go to the workplace, you have somebody who should guide you, especially if you have a boss.
Okay.
Somebody should tell you what to do.
Okay.
And that's what you do.
And that's what you do.
That's what you do.
Okay.
They've told you this is what we want to deliver, and you work on that.
Okay.
And you present it to them.
Somebody must be there.
Somebody must be there.
Okay.
Because they want to see you. That's how we've been doing things.
Okay.
We've been working from a workplace. And a workplace is set. There are guidelines of how a workplace is managed. And we've been working from the workplace.
Okay.
This time round, our homes are our workplaces.
Which is very challenging.
Which is very challenging.
Why?
For starters, we've been relaxed. Whenever we go to our workplaces, we've been shedding off the home environment.
Okay.
Any problem in the home from 8 to 9 or 10, you're not interested. It's
Okay.
not part of you.
Okay.
You've left that work to somebody at home.
Okay.
So all you do is to wake up in the morning, prepare, find out what is required at home, provide that, and off you
You
go.
move out.
You come back in the evening, you're not bothered to find out how the home has been run while you were away. Are there some things that need your attention? You're not bothered because nobody is complaining. And whether you provide or you don't provide, they will somehow manage.
Things move on.
Now you're at home. And you have to balance work and home affairs. That is where you end up having a problem, stress. You become irritated.
Okay.
There are
What
certain
brings
things,
about the
the irritation, there are certain things that you never thought would happen in your home.
Like what?
Like, for instance, how your children behave, how your house help behaves,
Okay.
what they do during the day.
Okay. But now that you are there.
Now that you are home, you're tending to see things that they were doing while you were away.
Okay.
And even if you don't see it, you try. They are also suffocated in a way because you are there. They cannot do what they used to do, and there is now tension.
There is no freedom.
There's no freedom
Okay.
for you and the people you have been living at home.
Okay.
Because your mind, you haven't brought your mind to saying, if I'm working from home, I should have a structure of how to do everything.
Everything like you do it in
Like
the
you
office.
do it in the office.
Okay.
But now for some people, they don't know how, they are not self-driven. They don't do it until somebody asks them to do it.
Okay, like as when they're in the office.
As when they're in the office.
Okay.
And when they're doing it, somebody is hovering around them. Have you done it? Monitoring them.
Okay.
So they're used to that. They're used to working under stress.
Okay.
But in the home, you're supposed to regulate your time.
Yourself.
Because this time round, it is your home and it's your workplace at the same time. How do you then balance work and your life?
Yet you are at home.
Yet you're at home.
Your home now has become your office.
Your home is your office.
Uh-huh.
You're supposed to work from home.
Okay.
And that's where at times the stress of workplace and the stress of home, because we have timelines, and when you are in office you have friends you can consult. We do it a lot. You're doing something and you're stuck.
Yes.
And you have to go. It's a teamwork. You have to go to your colleague and say, I'm stuck on this.
Yes.
How do I go about it? How do we work it? Because you're working as a team.
As a team.
But now you're at home. Your team members expect you to do your part alone and share it with them.
And they assume you know.
And yet in most cases when you're discussing, somebody should say something and it tickles your thinking and you start flowing. Yes. But now you're at home, they want something to be done, you're fidgeting, fortunately we have access to internet, but and now with the pressure that we have, the financial pressure, you may not have enough bundle.
Yes.
The bundle they give you at office may not be enough. And for some people they don't even get bundle, but they expect you to
somehow communicate.
Now you start comparing the resources you have vis-a-vis communication.
Okay.
And now that's where the issues of your job security comes at play.
Okay.
It also burdens you. Then you say, anyway, for the sake of my job, I'm doing this, let me do this. Unbeknown to you, because you're not doing it willingly, it has a toll on your mind.
Okay.
A toll on your emotional
stability. Okay.
And now once it has a toll on that, the environment is going to be affected.
It's true.
The people you're living with are going to feel the pinch.
Okay.
And this in itself alone will make you not love yourself. And you get depressed.
You get
depressed because of course we know the time for working. They give you something and they need it.
Yes.
And when you're at home, the children don't know you're working at home. The other people don't know you're working from home.
For them, they're happy you're at home.
They're happy you're at home. When they see you on a laptop, when they see you on a desktop, when they see you closed in your room, if you have a study room, you've locked the door and you're working, they think you're being selfish. They think you don't want to attend to them. And even when you tell them I'm working, they don't imagine that our work is sitting.
Yes.
Especially for those family members who don't know what people do.
Yes.
They don't know, I need time. You need time to sit
and
around
think,
and
use
think,
your mental brain.
Use your mental brain to work.
Yes.
And this child is going to come crying. Somebody is going to be demanding for certain things. And your failure to balance that will cause a problem.
Maybe you have a patient at home. Who feels that you should be
attending to them. You're there at home, you should be attending to them. And yet you have also work. Now we do Zoom, we do webinar, and you have a meeting to attend to. They'll tell you now this person is spending all the time on social media because they don't understand. Then what is also very important, you need the people around you to understand that social network.
So how do you go about making them to, I know understanding is immeasurable, but how do you at least help them to come to terms with your kind of work, with the kind of situation you're in?
And like we say, of course this is COVID-19. Everyone must know it.
Okay.
Like we said earlier on, it's our responsibility as parents to let our children understand why they're at home and they're not going to school.
Okay.
And now they're talking of schooling through TV, schooling through radio, schooling through social media. They send you package.
Let's say e-learning.
Why are they doing e-learning? Do they understand that we are not allowed to go there because of ABCD? Then you relate it to your work.
Okay.
I can't go to office because of ABCD.
Okay.
So I'll be working from home.
Okay.
You may not be working from home for all the 5 days of the week. They may ask you to work from home for 2 days, and 3 days you can interface, you can go to office. They should be able to know and understand that when I'm at home, I do work. Can we have a timetable? And that's where now you help also the people around you. If they are school-going children, they should also get to their books and they read.
Okay. So you learn to apportion the time when you're at home.
Yes.
You're saying it would be good as you're working they're also
So
doing their some work.
Yes, doing some work. You're balancing your work and your life,
Okay.
so that they know mommy is working, they know dad is working.
Okay.
And they shouldn't think that daddy or mommy loves the WhatsApp, loves the Facebook,
loves the computer.
loves the computer.
Or they imagine you're playing computer games.
Yes, they may imagine you're playing computer game, because if you're on a webinar, other people you're talking, you're
yes.
presenting, they're listening.
Yes.
They'll say, oh, daddy is, instead of talking to us, is talking to his friends. Or mommy, instead of talking to us, is talking to friends.
Yes.
So you should be able to explain to them, and that is now the support that you need.
Okay.
Once they understand and you're working, they will not put that pressure on you.
Okay.
Yes, and that is the social support that they need, and that itself is also psycho-social support.
Okay. So it is first of all the support from the family.
Yes,
That you need most.
That
as
is
you're
very
working
critical.
from home.
Yes.
Okay.
Then support from your friends, your colleagues.
Okay.
In the event that they've given you a portion to deliver on, and you cannot deliver,
Yes.
and your friends understand your conditions.
Yes.
And that's why it is very, very important to share
Yes.
your fears and share your strength with your friends.
With your friends, so
So
that
that they
vibrant teamwork.
That teamwork.
Okay.
They should understand and appreciate. They can step in for you
Okay.
to help you. And that is what will keep you abreast, will
Okay.
keep you
Your-
on top of your game.
Okay. It will help you to lessen the stress levels.
It lessens the stress levels.
Okay.
As long as your friends are understanding
Yes.
and you explain to them.
Okay.
Yes.
Now
please.
we have this scenario whereby the bosses too, they are also under pressure.
Yes.
We are still in the formal sector,
Yes.
and somehow the boss also feels that because my employees are at home, maybe they may not be as self-driven as they are when we are together in an office.
Yes.
And somehow they want to put pressure on you, whereby maybe most of the time they are calling you, or somehow they put stringent deadlines on you, and somehow it also results into the employee being stressed.
Yes.
So how would you help such a scenario?
Of course, like we said earlier on, everyone is affected with the pandemic. Both employees alike, we are all affected.
Yes.
But then the most important thing is for you as an individual, having worked in that organization for all this time, you know what you're supposed to do. You know what the organization is supposed to do. And the fact that you are in office, you also know the pressure.
Yes.
Of work.
You know your job description.
You know your job description, and you know what is expected of you as the person holding this position.
Okay.
Even with COVID, there's supposed to be job security. You have to work. And they've made it even easier, work from home. But working from home, you'll still have the same pressure that you were having from office. In office, you would avoid other things around distractions. You would concentrate on your desk and you do your work. But now at home, yes, you're competing with salt.
Yes.
You're competing with the sugar.
Yes.
You're competing with the yaka.
Yes.
You're competing with other visitors coming in and out. You're competing with people.
Yes.
That is where now it becomes a problem. Once you understand what your job is required to do, what is required of you in that position, I don't think you should be thinking it is pressure. You just have to balance.
Okay.
You have to balance how you do it.
You actually discipline yourself.
Exactly. You discipline yourself. And there are some of the things that they expect us to do even before the bosses start calling us.
Yes.
We are supposed to do it. But at times you forget, you relax. You say, let me wait. I still have a day or two. I will do it. Unbeknown to you, other things are going to
pile over.
So the most important thing is to know how to balance your time.
Okay. So should we say that in the office, somehow it's a comfort zone?
When I say it's a comfort zone, it is unfair. Okay. compared to what you're going to have at home.
Yes.
The office is a camp because you don't have any other distraction, by the way, in office.
Okay.
When people come, you tell them, you know, I'm busy, I'm doing this. You can talk to them a minute or so and you concentrate.
And anyway, everybody is busy.
Everybody is busy. And even when you go to somebody, they know you're going to consult them on
For a purpose.
for a technical consultation,
Yes.
not chatting. Now from home, people think, but people at home, what kind of work are you talking about working from home? So they may not understand.
It's true.
That is where now the problem is. Now for the bosses, our bosses are not very pushy.
Yes.
And the same way they ask you for this information, remember a boss also has a boss.
Yes.
A boss also has somebody to report to.
Yes.
Now when the boss is breathing down your neck, somebody is also breathing down his or her neck.
Yes.
And you're the one to do it.
Yes.
But the fact that you've been working in the organization and you know how you operate, it shouldn't be hard.
Yes.
You should now be knowing at the beginning of the month, this is what is expected of me. Mid-month, this is what is expected of me. End of month, this is what is expected of me. So that you balance your time.
Yes.
You can even do certain things before they ask you because you
Yes.
already know.
Yes.
Don't wait to be asked.
Okay.
That because the issue now comes into issues of job security, it also becomes it's very critical.
Very critical.
At this time, at this time, if nobody calls you to ask you for work, you start thinking and saying, you mean you might
They'll
work,
sideline me.
they'll sideline me. You mean my job can be done by somebody else?
Uh-huh.
Now that job security component also mounts pressure on you. You say, I have to do it for the sake of my job.
Yes.
And then the stress comes in.
in.
But you just have to willingly do it, knowing that this is what I'm supposed to do. But the most important thing is to seek for support from your colleagues.
Yes.
Seek
And
for
your
support
family.
and your family.
Okay. Now, like, how would you, let's say, how would you advise somebody who is working from home? Just give a simple solution of, let's say, how many hours should I work, do office work, and just a simple to help some people, much as they are at home and they're under all those pressures.
Yes.
They feel they should work all throughout the day. They should do office work all throughout the day. Should it be so?
No, it will break you.
Okay.
And that's where now the psycho bit of it, the mental bit of it, the emotional well-being comes cracking down on
Yes.
you. Emotional instability.
Yes.
You apportion your time.
Okay.
For instance, our time has changed. People wake up at 10.
Yes.
People wake up at 11. Now, if you know you're working from home and people wake up at 11, you have all this time in the morning. You have to wake, because we've been waking up early to go to office.
Yes.
You can wake up at 6.
At 6.
Or even at 6. And you do work 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Before the rest
wake up.
Okay.
10, you are okay.
Okay.
By the time the others are waking up, you are also relaxing.
Okay. And you are able to attend to the
you are able to attend
now.
to the whole
Family
issues, the family issues around about that time.
Yes.
Then when people are now, they are also doing their work, they've had breakfast, they are going to play and do other things, you sneak out.
Okay.
And you also do some work.
Some more work, office
So
work.
by the time they are coming back, you're out with them. But make sure you create other things for them to be doing.
Okay.
Then you manage.
They are also occupied.
They are also occupied.
Okay.
You take a then in the evening, while maybe some are watching TV, others are doing anything. If during the day you've not had that time, from 6 to 9,
yes,
nobody will be wanting your attention.
Yes,
because they are watching TV,
yes,
they are doing other things, and what you do is you do working around that time.
Okay.
You just have to study your environment, the people you're living with. What time do they need your attention, and what time don't they need your attention? So that you focus your work around that time. And the moment you do that, even when your supervisor or your boss calls you, you can tell them that this is not a good time, but I'm going to work on it,
yes,
and give it to you.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Because they also appreciate that you're at home.
You're at home and there are many distractions.
There are many distractions. The problem is we don't communicate. You can say, I'm going to send it. Yeah, I'm working on it, boss. And
they
the time
keep on
comes,
lying.
They keep on lying. You should be straight and you say, at this time, it is not possible. But I'm requesting that you give me ample time, I will send it to you. Then you try your best. The trick is, whatever assignment they've given you, try your best to send through a draft. So that when you send a draft, your boss, especially in the formal sector, your supervisor will look at it and know that you're doing something, and they'll do additions. They'll say, this is what I wanted, this is what I wanted. Then before you know it, you're fitting into what your boss wants you to do. But if you just relax and you start sending and you don't send, the trick is have a draft. No, and that's how we manage. They ask you, they give you something to do, you think through your thoughts, you put it on, or you write. When you write, you say that this is what I'm thinking. Then they will look and say, okay, this is good. Most bosses will say, yeah, this is good, but I this kindly add A, B, C, D. You see somebody's already making work easy for you. When they send it back to you, you build on that.
Just feel on it.
You also send to your colleagues. And then when you do that to your colleagues, you should also be kind enough. When they send to you, please do it for them as well. Yes.
That's the kind of teamwork you're
talking about. That's the kind of teamwork you're talking about, especially during this time.
Supportive team.
And once in a while, if you all live nearby, you can say, okay, if the home is too hostile for you, you can say, let's link up. And we meet for an hour or two
in another
person's place, or even that person could be having things to do, even in an open place. So let's meet here and we try to work it out.
So from that talk, I see that in actuality, it's teaching people discipline.
Exactly.
Because having to balance that work and home environments, it's actually total discipline.
It is discipline.
It is total discipline. Okay, so when you go to are there certain risks which may be involved in working from home?
Of course, now the risks are the emotional instability. That is the major risk. Yes. Is emotional instability, especially if you fail to balance. If you fail to balance, you're going to get disorganized and you'll not deliver. Actually, there are some people who even complain and say, but for me, I can't manage to work from home. Let me go to office. That one is, if the organization allows, that one is fine.
It's fine.
And you can go and work, because also, there are some the risks maybe could be the environment.
Maybe they live in a small place.
They live in a small place. They live in a noisy place. They don't have the facilities in that place. And you can't actually work from home if you're in a one-room house, a two-room house. You can't work from home and there are many people. That one is also a challenge. So the best would be engage with your boss and they allow you
to work from
the office for some days of the week, and you cover up what you're supposed to do. Yes.
So now that is the formal sector.
Yes.
Now what about the informal?
The informal sector.
Because they are equally affected.
Yes, they are.
We cannot say that it's only the formal which is affected, but even people going to doing their own businesses, the private sector.
The arcades.
Yes, the arcades.
The malls.
Yes, they are all affected.
The shops.
Exactly. So, how can they cope? Because they are equally stressed.
Yes, they are stressed, but unfortunately for them, they are informal, and some of them don't have a best. People walk in and walk out, You don't have permanent people who come to you. But in the event that you have permanent clients that come to you. It took us an hour, we didn't know. The assumption if before the pandemic you had a few clients that you served, you can still work with them. You can still call them, and that's where now customer care becomes very necessary. Whoever walks into you, how do you handle them? How do you deal with them? If they come once, twice, thrice, they've already built rapport with you and they trust you. They know they can rely on you for whatever you're offering, whatever you're doing. And those few, you can still get a phone and call them. and talk to them.
Okay.
And tell them, this is my situation. I would wish to continue supporting you the way I was supporting you.
Okay.
How do I do it?
Okay.
Then you do home deliveries.
Okay. Now that even the lockdown has been eased.
Yeah, the lockdown has been eased.
You can move.
You can move. If you cannot move, you can have a boda.
Okay.
Or any courier services to be able to
transport, to
deliver
goods.
Whatever you're dealing with.
Okay.
And this is the time for people to actually even be very, very innovative. You know, like for surprisingly where I live, for me to go shopping, I used to say on my way from office, let me pass by and shop and go home.
Yes.
With the restrictions, I started shopping in the nearest shopping center.
Yes.
And to my surprise, everything that I was buying from wherever I was coming from are actually close to me. I find it there. Why would I buy it there?
Very fresh.
Moreover, very fresh. The same quality.
Yes.
And at times even cheaper.
Yes. Yes.
So the moment you start doing that, because you want to avoid me getting to the nearest shopping center and don't come to you, you should be able to give me a call, to give your clients a call.
Yes.
And you say, this is the situation, but how do I continue supporting you?
That calls for retention.
You
must have a retention program.
You must have a retention program.
Yes.
And you must have to go to them.
Yes.
No, when you get to them, before you know it, they are going to tell another person that, by the way, this person does this for me.
Yes.
You start having, all you need is to have between 10 to 20 persons you serve.
They'll give you more references.
They will give you more references. So once they give you the references, you build on that.
Okay.
Yes.
So, what kind of psychosocial support do these people need, the informal sector?
The informal sector, in terms of support, of course, just like the formal sector, we are being affected equally. The difference is, for the formal sector, they've maintained a pay and they're managing. The informal sector, they don't have a
probability.
Pay. You only get paid when you get your wages, or you get your wages, or you get your
when you make a sale.
When you make a sale, when you go to where your shop is, or where you do any, because we have very many, a market, a carpenter, whatever, whatever trade skill you're doing, whatever trade you're doing. How do they have to be supported? First and foremost is to have a positive mind, and like I said, they should also reach out to other people to help them. Okay,
they are fellow people in
the same trade.
Oh, okay.
Now in the same trade, you must have, of course, for Baida they are very strong in having mechanisms of getting solutions in times like this.
Okay.
They are always prepared.
Yes.
And they are prepared.
Yes.
They have a fallback position. Either they do merry-go-round. All of them do merry-go-round.
Okay.
As they work.
Okay.
They are very strong in savings.
Okay.
They know how to save, by the way, better than the formal
sector. Formal sector.
They save.
Yes.
They know there's a rainy day. They
Yes.
know. There are things when things will not work.
Yes.
So there's trust among them. And the same thing is for their colleagues to build on the trust, to continue with the trust.
Yes.
And for them to go to their colleagues for support. They should not fail to go to their colleagues for support. And then secondly, they can still do whatever they're doing from their home.
Okay.
Wherever they are.
Okay.
You still continue, because we have, during the lockdown, we had somebody supply us with the food stuff.
Okay.
Would come every Saturday or Friday. She would give us a call and say, this is what I'm offering.
Okay.
And she brings, and everyone buys around.
From around.
Everyone knows that when she has come, she's going to give you something.
Yes.
And we are very comfortable.
Very comfortable. First of all, you're saving on transport. You are saving on time. And you're getting something fresh, because I know she would pick the best.
She would pick the best.
Yes.
She would pick the best, and you're getting it at your doorstep. That's how we are doing it, and that's what they have to do. It's more or less the same.
Okay.
But what they should do is to rely on the network that they had, the supportive network that they had.
Okay.
And they still continue with that.
Okay.
Albeit they may not have the same clients they used to have, but wherever they are, you can still create new clients.
New clients.
Because your neighbors know what you've been doing.
Okay.
Your neighbors know what you do.
Okay.
And now that one also takes us to now the environment. We've been selfish. You don't know your neighbor next door. You don't know who lives wherever you're living. And you don't know there may be people who really need your service.
Yes.
You don't know.
You don't know.
But this time round, you must
identify
them.
Yes.
You must know them. And you must tell them, I am your neighbor next door.
Yes.
How may I help you?
The kinds of, the acts of kindness we talked about.
Yes, the acts of kindness should now come in.
Yes.
Patience, love, and compassion should now come in.
Okay.
Because you must know the people you live with.
Okay.
In the event that they need help, you should be there to support them. Yes.
Okay. So, as we're winding up, Lady Stella, talk to the people, encourage somebody, because we are living in a world where change is inevitable. Change has come to stay with us.
Yes.
Okay. Talk to them in 1 or 2 minutes, and let them know that in spite of everything, in spite of the challenges we are all going through, there is still hope.
Yes. Thank you very much. Like we are saying, all of us are going through the same challenge. And somehow we've managed to, from the time the lockdown was going worldwide up to today, we've managed to survive. How have we survived? The way we've survived is we had to adapt to the situation. And my encouraging is adapt to whatever situation you are in. Because we are now going to a new normal.
Yes. Things
are going to change. But the most important thing is to adapt to the change and we work with it. We should not despair. We've gone through this and we are also going to go through it. But the most important thing is don't shy away from seeking for support. Seek for help. Okay. Because if you don't, and I always tell people, we have solutions to all our problems. We know our problems and we have solutions, but we only need a pat at the back. We need assurance from some other person that it shall be well. It is well. It is well. So don't keep quiet. Seek for support. Where you know you can find support. There are very many places where you can go for support. You have friends, you have family, and talk to people. Don't keep quietly. Even if you have a very tough boss, find time and talk to him or her. They will be understanding. Very understanding and very understanding, because they cannot have somebody who works for them who is disorganized. Yes. They will not deliver. It's true. But let them know your weaknesses. Let them know the challenges you're having. Let them know your problems. And a good manager is supposed to support his team or her team holistically. Okay. Thank you so much, Lady Stella. And to our viewers, I believe a word of hope has been thrown in unto you. One thing I would, like she said, encourage you is to build teams around yourselves that are very supportive, because we all need them in this uncertain time. We need those supportive teams, somebody that you will run to, somebody that will help you. She did a very good work, and I know that we are going to cope with our work, whether formal or informal, and somehow we are going to drop those stress levels. We must all be well emotionally. We must all live well emotionally. We must all stand strong and come out of this very, very strong. So thank you so much for listening in to us. We wish you wellness. We wish you God's protection. We wish you God's speed. May God bless you. Don't forget to tune in again every Tuesday, 6 o'clock. And don't forget to sanitize. Don't forget your masks. Don't forget to social
distance, and above all, get more information about the pandemic as much as you need to know.